Last time we hunted down all the low-hanging fruit achievements and we are left with only 3 achievements to obtain. The logical thing to do would be to continue work on the green chip achievement, but today is not that day. While the optimal order is to first spend countless hours of dedicated work to get green chips running at full speed and only then, in the idle time between finishing the green chip build and actually passing the 20 million green chip production mark, go hunt down the other achievements, today is not that day. We also missed the 8-hour limit for the There is no spoon achievement, but today is definitely not that day. No! We will keep taking the fun way, and after picking all the low-hanging fruits first last episode, today we'll go for the medium to high-hanging fruits of minions. Before we will need to pick all the fruit on the entire planet of Novice to get past the 20 million green chip thing. At least then, when we will finally start pursuing the green chip achievement, we will have the peace of mind knowing that it's the last thing we'll need to do on this planet, so that after it's done, we can rest and die in peace. But today is not that day. So let's get on with minions. So subscribe now and help me achieve 100 new followers. Oh, wait, what? It doesn't work that way. Okay. Well, apparently it's only bot accounts that count for the achievement. Well, first things first. Researching all regular technologies only gets you up to a maximum of 50 robot followers, so we will need 5 more levels of follower robot count, each giving you a +10 of maximum follower robots, meaning we need a total of exactly 6,000 more science packs. That means we will need to launch an additional 6 more rockets. But wait, there's less. If you order within 6 minutes, we will give you 20% productivity bonus in all your labs, meaning we can research 6,000 science packs worth of technology with exactly 5,000 physical science packs. That means we get a 1 rocket launch discount and need to launch only 5. Each rocket consists of 100 rocket parts made in the rocket silo. But since we already fitted the silo with 4 Mark III productivity modules for our initial game-winning launch, we only need ingredients for 72 rocket parts to produce each rocket. So we only need 720 low-density structures for each of the 5 rockets, which we are going to collect in these 5 pairs of chests under these 5 lamps. We already have enough low density structures for 2 of the 5 rockets we need to launch, so we will just come back periodically and keep transferring newly produced low density structures to these chests. Yes, we could use a belt, or logistics bots even, but I'm sure we will need to do this collecting for rocket launches stuff only once. So let's keep within the spirit of this playthrough and control everything ourselves. Anyway, we are also going to need 5 times 720 rocket control units, so 3600 in total. That means 3600 blue chips. Well, that was an easy transfer to make. However, we will also need 3600 speed modules, which we are producing nowhere. 16,000 red and green chips are needed for those, so there is no way we will do that by hand. Wait. The full spider inventory exactly fits the exact 16,000 red chips he needs? Illuminati confirmed. Then we simply put another 16,000 green chips in our pants pocket and head over back to our OG assembly area. That thing keeps being useful. But wait, it seems the area already has been in use and someone forgot to empty out the assemblers. Well, that's awkward. These assemblers are still chock full of efficiency modules. What could we need all of those for then? Anyway, let's use this one handy trick to empty out all assemblers. Nice. Wait, that's nearly 5,000 efficiency modules. Well, I didn't lie when I said the 20 million green chip thing is going to require countless hours of building. Anyway, with the assemblers empty, we then distribute our whopping 32,000 chips over 80 assemblers and wait a minute, Illuminati deconfirmed. That will only make 3200 speed modules, not the full 3600. All that fuss about nothing. Anyway, I'll add some extra speed modules off cam then. The final ingredient for the rocket parts is rocket fuel. Since we have been producing rocket fuel for hours and hours without ever using any for anything, there's a good chance we'll already have the full 3600 rocket fuel stocked up. Let's go take a look. And indeed, all 16 chests are full. That'll do, I guess. Spider-Man can carry 800 and we can pick up another 1000 ourselves, so that should be exactly half. We should be able to fully fill up the top row of chests. Nice. That means we can transfer the entire 3600 rocket fuel in just 2 quick trips. Not too bad. And that's all rocket fuel supplied. Now we just need to do the same for the low density structures and the rocket control units once they're done. Rocket control units are extremely slow to produce and I don't want to wait around for hours, so we slightly expanded rocket control unit production. And for this low pollution playthrough by exception, we outfitted the assemblers with speed modules. Next to zero waste production, another advantage of bulk hand feeding is an extremely quick production time on demand. We basically produced 4000 speed modules in mere minutes, and we even did it in our starter base. Incredible. So we'll add 3600 speed modules to the 3600 blue chips and have them loop around back to the start with underground belts so they don't get bunched up at the end. Now, since we have exactly 3600 of each, it is unlikely they will exactly pair up in the right assemblers at the end, so I will add an extra stack of blue chips to the system. This will make sure all assemblers can take a few extra blue chips in at the end, so they will consume all the speed modules they take in. Since there are only exactly 3600 speed modules to consume, there still won't be any rocket control unit overproduction, and we can just reclaim the extra stack of blue chips from the assemblers in the end. So that's all ingredients in progress to build the actual rockets. Now we gotta work on the stuff we need to send into space. It is time to start work on the 5 satellites we need. First of all, we need 500 accumulators, which we of course quickly produce in our OG assembly area. We also need 500 solar panels, but there's no need to produce those. We already did. Since we are running on reliable nuclear power now, the solar field we used in the early game to lower pollution output when we desperately needed to has become obsolete. So we just ordered our bots to deconstruct half of the 1000 panel solar field, and Bob's Mods your auntie. Man, if only personal construction bots would count for the 100 follower robot count achievement, we'd already have it and there would be no need to launch any of these additional rockets. Oh well. There's 4 other ingredients required to make satellites, but at this stage those pose no problems anymore. We simply collect 500 blue chips and 500 low density structures from chests. Take 25 raiders out of our spider's inventory. Stir it up with 250 rocket fuel. And bam! We suddenly built 5 entire billion-dollar satellites by hand in 25 seconds. In the chest they go, and that means everything we need to launch the 5 rockets has been arranged. We are just waiting for the last couple hundred low density structures and rocket control units to complete. So while we wait, General Spider-Ben and I spend some time staring at the map to strategize the proper deployment of our resources. And the installation location of the Grand Southern Wall to close off our existing horseshoe wall. Meanwhile, our raiders have revealed new enemy expansions all the way up directly against our pipe dream, with a suspiciously large empty swath of land behind it. Something's fishy there, don't you say, Ben? And indeed, they reveal a dozen or so new expansions in this small area alone. The biters have been busy indeed. Anyway, soon the last of the rocket control units roll down the belts. And we can reclaim the extra blue chips we put in the system earlier. The last of the low density structures have been produced as well, which means that all that remains to be done is to take 4 trips in Spider-Ben to deliver it all to the silo. And one more trip to go pick up our inventory so we can power the damn thing and so on. And 15 minutes later, we are the proud owner of our first and last 5000 space science packs. Oh yeah! With all the weird hand-controlled concepts of this playthrough ingrained deep in our system by now, we distribute the 5000 space science to the labs like any sane person would do, really. But can you spot the mistake I'm making? Well, I didn't. Anyway, since these are the last tags we will ever need, and we have saved up 5000 of each other science packs in the game as well, we can fully cut off regular science production as well now. That will free up the entire base's resource processing capacity to produce all the equipment and especially modules we will need for all the future green chip infrastructure. Well, we spent all this time thinking about all the rocket launches and research packs we need for the achievement. We would almost forget we need the actual physical combat robots to follow us around. We opt to go for the fancy, expensive destroyer bots. Robots have a limited lifetime and it will take a while to deploy all 100 for the lower grade robots. Destroyer capsules though deploy 5 robots at a time, making sure we'll have the time to deploy all of them before the first ones start dying off. Can you imagine? Now we have done literally everything we need to do for the minions achievement. We just gotta wait for the 5 follower robot count technologies to complete. Our supervision here is no longer needed, Ben. I'm sure everything will be fine on its own now. We can safely go out with our inventories full of miners and belts and start installing some mining outposts in preparation for the 20 million green chip achievement. And by the time we return, I'm sure the labs will have consumed the full 5000 science packs. So we install some truly gargantuan copper mines and we're on to the last technology. Nice! This 6-to-4 lane splitter abomination sideloads the main 4 copper belts with extra ore from the edges of the mine, keeping priority on the dense center and only using the low density edges of the ore when the center bulb cannot keep the belts full. And while we build the truly humongous iron mine, the final technology completes. And that should have consumed every last drop of space science we have. Nice. Wait, why is research still ongoing? Oh, right. Level 11 is the final level we need. I thought it was level 10. My bad. Then now we are researching the final technology of the game. We use this 8-to-4 splitter with input priority on the rich center of the ore patch, again trying to prevent the lower density edges from drying up early. Last technology at 42% and counting. And that's the second trio of mining outposts done. The core for another 4 lanes of green chip production. So yeah, we will need another one of these guys. Another furnace block which can smelt 10 lanes of ore into plates. Alright, the final technology is at 69% and counting. Let's watch the lab's epic finale together. Huh? That wasn't supposed to happen. Some of the labs have stopped working. Wait a minute, what's going on? Darn you labs, I knew I shouldn't have trusted that order within 6 minutes commercial. But I don't understand. What went wrong? Oh no. That happened. I calculated the numbers assuming Mark III productivity modules in the labs, but we have only the Mark II. Instead of 20% productivity bonus, they give only 12%. So with the 5000 space science packs we supplied, they could generate only 5600 packs worth of research. We are 400 packs short on the last 1400 science pack technology. Unfortunately, we cannot launch 1/3 of a rocket for the 400 missing space science. We will have to make yet another full 1000 space science pack rocket yet again, which in this specific case basically fully nullifies the effect of the productivity modules in the first place. To be honest, I had counted on having to make another rocket, but for a completely different reason than my own stupidity. I had wanted to show off an annoying rounding error in the calculation of science pack consumption, which occurs in some rare cases. To be fair, a fair while ago the devs have already fixed a significant loss of fractional science packs which used to occur when chaining science between labs, but there still remain two situations in which fractional science pack loss can occur. First, it can happen when the game drops below 60 UPS, but more importantly second, it can happen when your power plant cannot supply your full basis power demand during the research process, which causes all entities, including the labs, to receive less than 100% of their power need. Now, for any other science pack it doesn't even matter anymore at this point, but for space science, which is produced in batches of exactly 1000, with technologies costing exact multiples of 1000, this can be a major problem still. Because if a rounding error occurs, your space stack will be stuck at 99.99999% researched, and you will be missing one game tick of research to complete a tech which rightfully should have been completed. Imagine having to build another entire rocket with satellite just to research one tick of missing science. I propose the solution for this problem to be of the quick fix type. If a tag is detected to be one tick away from completion when science packs run out, just give the player the benefit of the doubt and add the one tick for free and complete the technology despite the rounding error. By the way, the same problem happens with the bonus production calculation of individual assemblers, which often stop one tick before giving the bonus, despite having the correct number of ingredients. Anyway, as it turns out, in this game I'm the idiot, as I simply misremembered which level of productivity module I had in my labs, and I didn't bother to check. So after all that overconfident know-it-all talk of only having to do this once, so why even automate it, hehehe, I sure do look silly. Anyway, meanwhile we managed to cobble together another rocket in a similar but much more embarrassing way. And this time we did it. The technology complete. Our maximum follower robot count has finally increased to 100. We can finally reap the rewards and go get this incredibly convoluted achievement. If we don't screw up the 100 robot deployment at least. We did it. 100 combat robots are following us. Well, that feels... Wait, that was all? After all that hard work? Well, that was short-lived. Well, finally we can move on to the big one. And then there were only two. the easiest achievement in the game, and the orders of magnitude out of sync with the rest 20 million green chip production achievement. Since we built our first 4 full belts of green chips production facility 4.5 hours ago, it has produced 1.8 million green chips. It sounds like we could just go AFK for 40 to 50 hours and win, but really we cannot. Not only do these giant mines simply do not contain enough ore to even get close to 20 million green chips, we also would get overrun by expanding and eventually attacking biters. We still have quite a way to go to fully secure our borders, not to mention trying to keep them secure while we set up the rest of the green chip infrastructure, all of which will be located in far less pollution ideal locations on the map. Despite using efficiency modules to their maximum ability, the sheer scale of this project is just too grand to not stink up the entire planet. Next time!